Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly. Welcome to Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call. Please stay connected. Your conference will begin shortly.
Your conference is being recorded.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Pelshia, moderator of Nava Limited Q2 FY23 earnings conference call hosted by DAM Capital Advisors Limited. As a reminder, all participants will be in listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star and 0 on your touch-tone telephone. Please note this conference is recorded. I would now like to hand over the floor to Mr. Mohit Kumar from DAM Capital. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Belshia. On behalf of DM Capital, we welcome you all to the Q2 FY23 earnings call of Nava Limited. From the management, we have with us Mr. Ashwin Javindani, Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Sultan A. Bag, Chief Financial Officer, Mr. G.R.K. Prasad, Executive Director, Mr. V.S.N. Raju, Company Secretary and Vice President. We'll start with brief opening remarks, followed by Q&A. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us on our conference call for Q2 and H1 of FY23. I hope everyone is keeping well and have had a joyous Diwali celebration. You must have gone through our statement of financial results for H1 FY23, posted on our website and filed with the stock exchanges. I consider the performance of Q2 and H1 FY23 to be quite satisfactory in the backdrop of the severe volatility in our operational segment, especially in Q2. Our diversified business strategies have definitely helped us to gracefully ride out of the several headwinds we faced. I would like to summarize the operations on standalone and on consolidated basis as follows. Standalone operations, the total income for H1 23 grew by 17% year-on-year. Profit after tax for H1 23 grew by 58% year-on-year. Though there has been a degrowth of income by 40% in Q2 FY23 quarter-on-quarter, the EBITDA fall was contained at 14% quarter-on-quarter. With respect to the consolidated operations, the total income for H1 FY23 grew by 33% year-on-year. Profit after tax for H1 FY23 grew by 22 times year-on-year. Though there was a slight degrowth of income by 21% in Q2 FY23 quarter-on-quarter, the EBITDA fall was contained at 4% quarter-on-quarter, which is almost nil. Some of the salient features, I think the power division sustained the growth for H1 and steady performance in Q2 with the 60 megawatts IPP in Orissa being the lead contributor. The power generation was, however, severely impacted by low availability of coal and steep increases in costs and subdued merchant power market during the lean season in Q2. The manganese alloys went through the anticipated cyclical correction both in export and domestic markets, with the latter taking the brunt on account of slowdown in the domestic steel industry. Mamba Collieries Limited displayed a significant turnaround both on operational front as in the cash flows sustenance. The prospective reduction of power tariffs had the desired result of Mamba Collieries Limited, with the entire power sales from May 2022 onwards being realized in full. With the clear visibility of cash flows, the debt restructuring package proposed by Mamba Collieries Limited is under consideration by the lenders. Though coal sales in MCL were a tad lower than anticipated owing to market constraints, momentum has since picked up. With the full-fledged membership on the Southern African Power Pool, Mamba Collieries Limited power operations have a significant flexibility now to optimize the power operations with multiple offtake agreements. I would also like to appraise you of certain ongoing corporate developments as follows. Exploration work on the manganese ore concession in the Ivory Coast is in positive progress. Monetization plan of the urban land in Secunderabad is taking final shape and is expected to be firmed up by year-end. The avocado plantation is ongoing on the initial parcel, which will be expanded in phases next 2 years. Yields are expected in 4 years. Other commercial agriculture and processing opportunities are currently under evaluation. The healthcare services operations in Singapore and Malaysia are on track and will be turning cash positive next financial year. We as a company affirm that our strategy of building resilience in our balance sheet has been reaping us benefits, and we will continue to do so going forward. With this, we shall be open to any further details the floor is seeking. I look forward to having an active interaction with all of you on this call. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question and answer session. If you have a question, please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad and wait for your turn to ask the question. If you would like to withdraw your request, you may do so by pressing star and 1 again. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any question, please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad. We will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question comes from Amisha Shah from Individual Investor.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, please.
First of all, congratulations, for your results. So my first question is, it's a bit long question. So, you have 500 crore cash in standalone, which you won't be using to repay your MCL debt, as we have no recourse. That leaves us with a very interesting point now. Our cash balance is close to 15-20% of market cap. Plus, you have sooner or later coming up with your next HYD project, which will definitely have balance of more than 1,000 to 1,500 crores in our balance sheet. So with no land for expansion in ferroalloys and no power plant already running and capacity of close to 50%, there is no capex on that front. Want to understand that by any chance we are planning for delisting, as it make more sense for promoters, or what's the inherent mindset of deploying cash which can give us ROE of more than 20%? There are other business which promoter can take on individual basis like NBFC or some other kind of businesses. So need to understand what is the ultimate roadmap, or do you want to give a message to investor that you will come out with a dividend policy, so investors are ready to assure, investors will be more assured for something like that.
Yeah, we take your point very well. In fact, that is one of the agenda items that senior management is on in terms of how to do the capital allocation going forward. And as you rightly point out, we are probably better off than many in terms of the existing cash balance, which we would like to use prudently in whatever growth that could fetches the return more than what has been projected for the shares. So at this stage, unfortunately, we don't have more details, but a lot of work is going on in the back end. So we would probably be coming out with a proper allocation after it is formed up. With respect to the Mamba Collieries debt, I think it's on a non-recourse basis, so there is absolutely no need to use, there's no risk to the parent company as such, so there's absolutely no need to use Nava's cash to repay any of Mamba Collieries obligations.
Oh, okay. I have one more question. My question is, so the volume of Q2 FY23 on ferro-alloys are significantly lesser, and it's, obvious reason of export decision taken by GOI. So we assume you would be having at least, 4 or 5 months of sale volume to be done in Q3 FY23. Can we assume that the quantum of numbers would be higher than Q1, but the margin lower for FY23?
Well, the inventory, as you point out, is getting liquidated as we speak, and we don't expect the same kind of performance as in Q1, definitely, for the balance months. But we see some uptick in performance levels, which will be correctly reflected in Q4, if you ask me.
Okay. Yeah.
Hello, sir. Thank you, sir. And the next question comes from Nikhil Adyankar from DAM Capital. Please go ahead.
Hello. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, but can you speak a little louder?
Sure. Sir, I would like to know the status of the arbitration case for the Africa business.
Yeah, so the arbitration on the areas with ZESCO is currently underway, and the final hearing is scheduled during the mid-December timeframe of this year.
Hello?
Yes?
Sorry, sir, I couldn't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So I just said that the arbitration is currently in its final stages, and the final hearing for the arbitration is scheduled during the mid-December timeframe this year.
Okay. And so, have you started selling power in pool from Mamba?
Yes, we have started selling power, some power in the Southern African power pool.
And so, what are the realizations over there?
So, I mean, you got to keep in mind that the Southern African power pool is kind of like an exchange. The rates fluctuate. So, if I just give you the average in terms of the Southern African power pool rates, how they have been, the 1-year average is around like 9 cents, and then the 6-month average is about 10.4 cents. So, the rate has been increased. Yeah.
Okay. And so, what is the receivables in Zambia?
The total outstanding?
Yep.
The outstandings are only till 30th April 2022, because from 1st May onwards we have a revised tariff agreement with ZESCO, and we are getting paid in full for the energy that is being supplied. The receivables under the old PPA, which are being stalled or not increasing since 30th April, stands at $577 million.
Okay. And so, regarding Indian business, do we have any power tie-ups with the for the Indian power plant?
No, we don't have a PPA. We sell surplus power on either AEX or short-term contracts.
So we are not looking at any PPA to be signed in the near future.
No, we cannot get into a PPA because of the size of the power plant one. So that effort is on in respect of our Indian subsidiary, which is 150 megawatt.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so, last question. Can you just give us an outlook about your outlook regarding ferroalloy industry for H2 or say for FY24 as well?
We can only, at this point, estimate going by what has been happening in the last few months, including October. What we saw is a severe dip in August and September, and definite recovery in October, and we see some firming up of prices in the coming orders as well. That being so, we expect some kind of a normalcy will be in place in terms of pricing, effective from Q4. Q3 also could be slightly subdued, maybe better than Q2 in terms of realization, but I think the normalcy is expected only in Q4, and we look forward to a better time in definitely FY24.
Okay, sir. So just one last question, if I may add. So what was the operating profit and net profit for Zambia operations?
Hello? Yeah, EBITDA is at $40.3 million, which is 57.2%.
Okay, 57.2%. And so profit?
Profit is $14.7 million.
14.7 million.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thanks a lot. That's all from.
$4 million for the quarter.
Okay. Sure, sir.
About 20%.
Thank you, sir. I request the participants to restrict with 2 questions in the initial round and join back the queue for further questions. And the next question comes from Abhinav Gupta from ALD Dynatech Furnaces. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Am I audible?
Yes.
Congratulations on the numbers, sir. Sir, in the results, you have mentioned a note that for the $250 million arbitration that was going on, that has again been settled in your favor. So, can you comment on that?
Sorry,
can you accept that case?
Can you repeat the question? I think you said it a little fast. It got mumbled. We couldn't hear you. Can you repeat it slowly?
Sorry. So, this is regarding that $250 million arbitration that you had for MCL. You have given a note that arbitration has again been settled in your favor. Can you just comment on that?
Yeah. So the arbitration amount is for a much larger, the arbitration is for a much larger amount of outstanding. The $250 million you're talking about was an interim payment award that was passed by the tribunal. That award was subsequently challenged by ZESCO, and it went into a hearing at the High Courts in the UK. We are happy to note that we have won that hearing, and just recently in the month of September. So we had won that. So and the final hearing for the entire arbitration is due during the mid-December time frame of this year.
Okay, so now we are sure to get this $250 million, correct?
Well, I'll put it this way. The $250 million has already been passed. So out of the total amount, the tribunal has decided that we are definitely owed $250. Now, over and above that, that's basically what's going to be discussed during the hearing in December.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. And the next question comes from Samil Iren Surendran from Argus Media. Please go ahead.
Good evening. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. Would it be possible to get your production as well as sales detail for this quarter for the ferroalloy section?
Hello, it has been published as a part of the results, but for your benefit, if I can, I'll briefly go through. Ferroalloys revenue was 204.94 crores.
Sir, I'm asking about the output volumes in tonnage.
Uh, 25,697 metric tons and sales were 15,428 metric tons. Silicomanganese.
Okay. And what about ferrochrome, sir? Did we have any ferrochrome production in this quarter?
Yes, it is. We had for the full quarter, it was 14,600 crores. 600 tons. Sorry.
Okay. And similar would be the sales figure?
Yes, because whatever the quantity has been produced, transferred to TSML.
Okay. And sir, what would be the total for the H1?
H1 total for silicomanganese is about 52,000 tons.
Okay.
And sales 37,000 tons.
How much, sir?
37,000 tons for silicomanganese.
Okay. And sir, second question, last question is that would you expect any drop in your output levels in this quarter?
Silicomanganese should continue with a small reduction might be there because of lack of power and small planned outages. But
okay.
As far as Orissa operations are concerned, as you probably know, we are switching over to manganese alloys, so the plant will remain shut for 1 month in November. To that extent, there will be a shortage of production.
Okay. Okay, sir, that's all from my side. Thank you for taking my question.
Thank you, sir. Next question comes from Neha Sharma, Pearl Global Investment. Please go ahead.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Good evening. So I just wanted to know, as we speak, we see power rates has come down sharply, but offtake might have get affected. So what's an internal target for the year for all Indian power plants?
See, I think Indian power plants have twin challenges. One is, of course, rates, as you pointed out. The other thing is the coal availability and the cost of coal for power generation, which seem to be going up without any reference to these prices. So what we are currently doing is to do the sales on merchant market where there is a clear trade-off, especially that is happening in Orissa operations. In Telangana operations, we are not seeing that opportunity because the cost of coal is higher here.
Okay. Okay. And so one more. Want to understand now that as we are receiving the payments from ZESCO regularly, so you will be repaying the debt obviously, but ultimately would at any given point of time, does a thought come across the management's mind that when would they impact the money back to India, or is the management comfortable with the life that it's going on at present?
Yeah, I think that thought has always been on our minds. I think we've always been our efforts have always been to declare dividends there, so it comes back to India. Fortunately, I think things have taken a positive turn, and with the recent events where we've renegotiated the tariff and we're being paid in full, and we've also approached the lenders for restructuring, which essentially would give way for us to declare dividends. We hope that that will happen sooner rather than later.
Okay. That's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any question, please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any question, please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad. Next question comes from Navin Jain, Florin Tree Advisors. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, just wanted to check what is the debt on the book of the Zambian entity right now, and the resolution process that we are working on. What is the kind of broad terms that we are looking at? Is it like we are going to repay the entire thing in full or partly, or how is it what are the outcome that one can expect?
The principal outstanding on the Zambian subsidiary is $413 million.
Okay.
Yeah, and on the restructuring, it's a little premature to disclose what the proposal is now, but I think our efforts are essentially to work out a proposal so that as we continue paying the principal and interest, we can start declaring dividends.
Okay, understood. And this $250 million or whatever we get in arbitration eventually, by what time frame you think the final hearing is expected soon, as you mentioned, and after that, by what time frame you think this payout will happen?
Well, yeah, the 250 is the interim payment award. The final hearing is in mid-December. We have been engaged with ZESCO. ZESCO is aware of what is going on, and they have been engaged with us in terms of figuring out a way and a plan in which they will pay the area. So those discussions are still underway, but I think we need to get a grasp on the quantum first, and then they can jot out a plan.
Okay, but fair to assume that to the extent, in a way, debt resolution plan is also dependent on this, right? I mean, whatever money that comes in, a part of it goes towards this debt resolution, right?
Yeah, in the sense, to some extent, yes, but we need to have a clear plan, as Ashwin said, to really talk about numbers in detail.
Okay, fair enough. And so just one last question on the monetization plan of the land bank. I guess you made some progress in this quarter, as you mentioned in your opening remarks. Any broad contours as to what we are looking at? Are we looking to develop this land bank, or are we looking to sell out entirely the land itself? Any broad sense that you can share?
We are looking at, I think, development was on our minds, but then I think they are looking at a sale for the most part of it. So this is a large parcel, as you're probably aware. So we've been taking various actions to ensure that we get the best valuation, and we've also been engaged with some of the top real estate firms in terms of how to position it so that we get the best value. But I think we are more inclined right now towards a sale as opposed to development.
Understood. Okay. No, considering that we have a fairly strong balance sheet, and as earlier participant asked, that there is no real capex plan as far as the Indian business is concerned. So looking at a development opportunity here, you're not kind of very inclined towards.
No, I think we don't rule out any opportunity. We as a company are very conservative in terms of the actions we take. We really make sure that risks are mitigated. But when the right opportunity arises, we are fortunately in a position a very financially sound position that we can jump on it, domestically or internationally.
Okay, fair enough. And sir, just one last request.
Sir, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Navin sir, I request you to join back the queue for further questions.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Next question comes from Samir Doshi, individual investor. Please go ahead.
Thanks for giving me an opportunity. I have two questions. What would be the differential EBITDA percentage which will be received in case of...
Sorry, we can't hear you.
Hello.
Your line is very unclear.
Can you hear now?
Yes.
Yeah. See, basically, I have two questions. One is how much incremental or differential EBITDA which we will receive by switching from ferroalloys to silico-manganese. And second thing is which part of business will get affected in Q3 because of either shutdown or overall of any of the plants within the company. Thanks.
Please hold. Well, I guess whatever you're asking is probably can't be answered now. Our idea is to get into silico-manganese production is in Odisha is to have a better and higher platform for manganese alloys, given the underlying strong demand that is coming from the industry, steel industry. In terms of the downside on account of the shutdowns and all, some of the shutdowns are planned, some of them are forced. We can't really put a number immediately. I guess we will have to defer the answer to that.
Okay. So basic, how much impact it will have on revenue of Q3 or Q4 because of it?
At this point of time, we can only say qualitatively what is the production available and what is not available, but not in numbers.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Next question comes from Mandava Srinivasa Rao, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir. I have joined a little late to the Concall. Sir, what about the promised mining prospects in Africa?
We are not. You're talking of manganese or chromium?
I'm sorry, manganese mining. We have got this thing now.
Yes.
In
So
Africa.
in West Africa, in Ivory Coast, we have possession of an exploration license. So that exploration for the manganese mine is currently ongoing.
Any foreseen regarding availability of manganese there?
Well, Ivory Coast is rich with manganese ore. We currently do procure quite a bit of manganese ore from the Ivory Coast. But in terms of our concession, it is too premature to say what the potential is because these exploration works take time and they're currently ongoing.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any question, please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad. We have a follow-up question from Nikhil Adyankar from DAM Capital. Please go ahead.
Thanks for the opportunity, sir. Just a follow-up question on the question earlier asked. So, can you just give us a timeline as to the sale of the land? What will be the realization through it, and how should we expect that you'll use that cash?
So in terms of timeline and realization, Nikhil, I wish I could answer it, but unfortunately, I can't because the size of the land is very large. It's 65 acres, and we're right now working extremely hard to complete certain processes so that we get the best valuation and close the sale in the shortest time period. But in terms of exact numbers, that's something we cannot comment on.
Sir, just a clarification. Will we get the 100% of the realization from the land?
What do you mean by will we get? What do you mean by
like, is there any other partner? Is anyone else sharing a stake in that land?
No, it's
okay.
This land belongs to Nava Limited.
Okay, sir. And sir, how do we intend to utilize the cash? Maybe a dividend or a buyback?
No, I think, there are various things we will consider. We will definitely, like what you mentioned, we will consider corporate actions that would enhance shareholder value. But also, I think, we're in a stage where we are growing in different areas and current areas internationally, so we would need to also reserve some amount for growth capital.
Okay, sir. Understood. Thanks a lot. That's all from my side. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any question, please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad. I repeat, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any question, please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad. That would be the last question for the day. Now I hand over the floor to management for closing comments.
Thank you very much, everyone, for your participation on this call. I hope we've addressed all the queries adequately. Or if there are any questions or clarifications that remain unanswered, please get back to us, and we would be more than happy to provide answers on a wider investor platform. Thank you all once again.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the conference call for today. Thank you for your participation and for using Doorsabha's conference call service. You may disconnect your lines now. Thank you and have a pleasant evening.